motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking breath. I ain't coming for no food.
I'm just gonna do what I do.
I ain't coming for no food.
I just wanna talk to you.
I ain't coming for no food.
Those are things that we gonna do right
I
here.
ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Right now. Right now. Thank you for riding with me.
I ain't coming for no food.
Let me get lights, camera, action. We on. What's up, main OG? Hold up, let me see who on. Who's across from me? Regardless who it is, they gon' talk to me and they gon' keep it real. And I'm gon' instill my philosophies. And possibly you can be here too if you just follow me. Let's get about your brand, know your plan with no apology. So sit back and relax. Thanks for spending time with me. Don't comma who, comma me, comma you, comma D. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. And welcome to Comedy. That's COMMAD. I'm your host, Brother Manson McCann, aka Main OG. I had to take a break for a minute from comedy. I shot me a little movie, y'all. It's called Filios. You can either see it right now. There you go.
Yeah.
You can see me right now on Tubi, but we will talk about that a little bit later on. But I'm glad to get back into the saddle because comedy is based on comedy. And a whole lot of people around here are funny. I have the pleasure of having a good friend of mine here with me. I met this young lady on the comedy circuit, and we from the same neighborhood a little bit there. So we kind of got some roots here. I want you guys to help me welcome to my show, Miss Simply Shanell Ferris. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, because
you.
you even just told me if I wasn't in your books, you wasn't going to be here.
Yes, true, true.
Yeah, so how are you doing? And I'm glad to see you.
I'm actually doing good. I'm just tired. But overall, I'm good. I'm blessed.
Well, you're a hard-working woman, man. I mean, every time I turn around, I follow you on Facebook and things. And when I looked up, you was in Alaska one time. I mean, and it was cold. It was cold.
Yeah,
you
it was
in Alaska.
nice.
Yeah, tell me about that a little bit.
Alaska has this comedy festival. It's called Alaska Before You Die, because they have a saying that everyone should visit Alaska at least once before they die. Right. And they should, because Alaska is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful landscape. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like National Geographic. We was riding to go to the wildlife, and you look up and you see you actually see the goats that jump from mountain to mountain, way up there. It's like, wow, this is really TV stuff.
Yeah, and it's always good to broaden your horizons and go other places. So, like, it even got something going in your visual. It got you like, man, I only thought I'd see this on TV. And I haven't seen any of, the mountain stuff like that except once. When I went to California and we went to the Hollywood sign. Oh. Thinking you can get that so close to the Hollywood sign. Man, we were so far away from the Hollywood sign. It was like standing on Hubble and Finkel and looking all the way down to Livernois and seeing the Hollywood sign. That's how far away we was from it, and we couldn't get no closer. So that was a good experience for me as far as, traveling.
Yeah.
But I know Alaska is not the only place you've been. Just this year alone, how many other places have you been?
I went to Aspen for a week.
Oh yeah, when you was up there.
Yeah,
with the skis.
I went with the skiers and performed. Just got back from North Carolina, and that was a little of both. Okay. Work and personal. And I'm going to Indianapolis this weekend.
Okay, well that's what's up.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, and all of this comes from your comedy, right?
Yes.
And see, man, and that's why I admire you and other comics because when I first saw you, you were already hot. You were already on HBO. I saw you on TV. That was the very first time I ever saw you. And I was blown away because I was like, man, these people from Detroit, how come I don't never see these people?
We here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit actually has, I think, more representation as far as comedy goes. And we just regular people, I pay my mortgage, I pay insurance, I have little ugly grandkids, some of them cute now, they grow cute, but we live regular lives. People want to act like you're a superstar because they saw you on TV and not knowing I may be your neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're talking about looking at you on TV. We're talking like over 30 years ago. Like, you got a lot of skin in this game.
Not quite 30,
Not quite
but
30.
over 20.
Okay, over 20.
I don't know the exact date that I started. I would have to speak with Marianne DeMoss because we started on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all jokes aside, downtown Detroit, Michigan.
What was that like, your very first?
All jokes aside is the reason I run my comedy room.
Okay.
All jokes aside was very, very professional. The manager at the time was Marlon Randolph, and he's a comic. He's out of New York now.
Okay.
But he was so professional and no favoritism, you know, because we started open mic and it was very, very fair. And it was a clean stage.
Okay.
Best thing I could have ever did was start on a clean stage. A lot of comics, it is so easy to cuss and talk sexual. But for their open mic, you had a $50 prize. If you wanted to win the prize, it's the HAD route, H-A-D. The only words you could say was hell, ass, and damn because they're in the box. It's called the HAD.
Ass and damn.
It's the HAD room.
Okay, the HAD room. We need to go back to that.
I always wanted to win that $50. So I wrote clean. It's so much easier to dirty up a joke than it is to clean up a joke.
Absolutely.
You can always throw. And there's so many words in the vocabulary that you can use other than cuss word. You can make up a word.
Yeah.
They know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you know,
you even look at that guy, what his name, Hamburger?
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger. It's
Yeah.
like he did that, and, you know, and he's great. I mean, you know, I like what he does.
Exactly.
But you mentioned, you know, coming out clean. And the very first time I ever did comedy, stand up, the very first opportunity I got, it had to be a clean set. It was at the church. It was Jameson Temple. Shout out to Pastor Jameson over there. And so I did about a good 12-minute set, and I wrote clean and I wrote great, and I told some of the craziest jokes that I think I could tell from about my mother, because
life
nothing
experience.
is right, life experience, but my mother's not. She didn't live a clean life, so I can't talk about my mama clean. I have to dirty it up. So, but I was able to, you know, navigate through that, and they got it, and it was, and I did wonderful, and you know, so coming from being clean. And being, you know, what happens with the shift? The room shifts, the conversation or the language, the mood, the people. What's the difference?
Well, see, it's different because my parents, my dad was a bishop, my mom is a pastor, and so
wasn't no cousin, period.
Well, actually, no, my parents were real people, you know, well, my dad was the nicest man I know. My mom was my mom, you know, like, my mom was a great mom, you know, and she raised us, so I'm not going to say it was a sit your ass down, you know, like, but the way you see parents cussing kids out, no, my mother didn't call us out our name. So as far as comedy goes, you know, first of all, there's more money in clean.
Yeah.
The earliest show I take is a 6 a.m. show. Like, I work when people are still in bed rolling over, you know, because everybody don't want to hear the garbage. As my mother say, Shanell, we done heard every cuss word it is. We done heard every scenario. Sometimes enough is enough, you know. And then if you really, really want to work and make money and live in the city, to me, you have to be clean because people are having anniversaries, more people are booking comics for their weddings, churches, different organizations, professional, corporate. You can't go in there with that garbage, you know.
And you hit on a few key things when you're talking about where the entertainment is shifting now, where you're starting to see, like you say, people having weddings and let's book a comic, you know, because entertainment within itself, everybody don't want to hear rap all day long. Everybody really can't sing. It's only very few. Like, you can invite a few people to come to your thing to sing, you know, and it's always good. But everybody has a propensity to want to laugh. So
Yes.
to add comedy to any kind of venue that you have, a celebration or anniversaries or what have you, is always a great icebreaker in between. It breaks the monotony from what's really going on. It kind of takes you into someone else's world, and they laugh at it, and then it's great. So I'm glad that you basically are one of the pioneers who's doing this, because a lot of people, they want to get booked on the heavy stages. They want to be at the Fox all day long. Oh, shout out to Mike Larry too. Why I'm thinking about this. I did not, when I got it there, it was so late. Then I was like, is it over? It was so many cars up there, y'all. I'm going to give Mike Larry his flowers. I wasn't in there, man, but I pulled up, and it was crowded, big baby. I seen all the cars. I seen all the people out there when they was coming out. And I'm sorry, Mike Larry, I'm gonna give you your shout out right now, man. But I heard you did your thing, but I saw what the outside looked like. So if the inside looked like what the outside looked like, I know you did your thing. So shout out to Mike Larry for what he just did over there. I appreciate that. That's the level I'm trying to get on.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to understand what you want from this. I already had a career prior to me ever stepping on the stage. I already worked for the county. So I had a career. I was already making money. My 401 paid 4 to 1.
Oh.
So, unheard of now. You only had to work 2 years to be vested. That's unheard of. So a lot of people have to, and this is my opinion, they may have never had nothing. And comedy is very easy to get into. You really don't have to apply. You just go on stage and keep going on stage, and you can get yourself in. But some people want to be famous. I don't seek fame.
Okay.
That's one thing I think that makes me a little different. I don't seek fame. I don't want Kevin Hart's life. I'll take his money, but not his life.
Right.
I never want to be so big that I can't go to the store and get my own gum.
And that's ridiculous.
I can't carry my grandkids out to the park. Nothing about that
motivates you.
All.
That's not your motivation.
The money, yeah. But not the fame. I want to still be able to live a regular life.
Yeah, because once your name is in them lights up there, your name, it becomes synonymous with fame. So, if that's not what you're looking for, sometimes people will put the lights on your name. And sometimes you just want the respect of who you really are. And people will take your craft and then make that who you are. I got a lot of people who act silly because that's what they do on stage. And people try to play them like that. But they some of the smartest people I know. You sit down and talk to them, they're intelligent. And you know what kind of work I do. I deal with politics, and I deal with all of these people. And I know a couple of comics that I run across all the time who deal with some of these same people. And you wouldn't even think that they as smart as they are because they so foolish on the stage. And sometimes you have to be able to separate the funny man versus the real man, and I'm glad you're talking about that. And just in case you guys are just tuning in right now, you are tuning in to Comedy. I am your host, Brother Manson McCann, a.k.a. Main OG. Sitting across from me right now is the lovely, beautiful, talented, and the most special friend I know right now in comedy. You know what I'm saying? That's Simply Shanell, y'all. And we're just talking about some of the things that keeps her in comedy, why she's in comedy, how long she's been in comedy. And look, a lot of things that this young lady is going through as far as being a comic is something that I would like to go through. Like, I want a phone call from somebody to, say, hey, man, would you like to come to Aspen? I like going through stuff like that. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of networking. And with a lot of the type of shows I do, over 90% of my work is clean. Okay. That's where I make my money. And then I love when I can get on the stage and just do me, But it's just about the connections, the type of audience you are in front of. Because most clubs, you may have a couple of people in the audience that can really, they handle the books for different events or what have you. But when you're in a professional setting, like I just did a 70th birthday party Saturday. These people 70 some years old.
Yeah.
You know what kind? The lady who I did it for, she worked 32 years for Metro Airport, and she worked 32 years for the city of Inkster. You know what kind of people were in that room?
Yeah, a whole lot of important folks.
Exactly. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday, yesterday, Howie Bell, myself, and Martini Harris, we worked for Highland Park, the city of Highland Park. Get out and vote. You know, so you get to meet people on different levels of what pot their hand is in. It's different pots out here, you know, so it's money to be made, and it's quality money to be made.
Oh yeah, and it's consistent money to be made, because even if you go in there, sometimes your first impression is your last. And obviously your first impressions have been good, because you know, word of mouth spread. You say it's about networking, right?
Yeah.
But that's you and your team putting things together. But don't it feel good when somebody calls you and say, "Hey, I heard about you"?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I know you got that.
We all love a pat on the back.
Yeah.
We all love a pat on the back.
Yeah.
It's a difference than a pat on the back and just boasting, you know.
Right.
I do a lot of stuff that nobody ever knows. You know, I don't post it. I don't, you know, I kind of stay in I like my lane. My lane works for Shanell.
Yeah, smooth.
This lane, because so many people, like right now, it just seems like people are competing, just like you shouted out Mike Leary. I was so happy this weekend because people seem genuinely happy for Mike Leary. I went to Jay Will's birthday event last night. Comics were there to support Jay Will, you know, and that's what I like. I like when comics support, and I don't always support everybody. I don't deal with everybody, you know, because we are human, you know. Just because we work the same job or have the same career doesn't mean we see eye to eye on things.
Most definitely.
So that's just the way it is right now. You know?
And you know, and we have some of the same friends, and you know, big ups to Jay Will and Martini Harris as well. You know, them guys are good. I know them guys. They know me. And, you know, we kick it real cool. So, you know, I like when people are out here doing their thing. But we were talking about, you mentioned about being braggadocious versus, you know, letting somebody else give you flowers, you know. And because we share some of the same friends, and I see a lot of braggadocious things happening, you know what I mean? And you be getting with them though, you know. You the checker, it's almost like you the gatekeeper.
You know what? Nope, that's over with. It's really interesting. You know, as I was saying, people live real lives.
Okay.
People don't understand that people live real lives. Like, just celebrated my granddaughter being 5 years, well, not even 5 years, her cancer walk. My granddaughter was diagnosed with cancer the day before she turned 3 years old. Just celebrating 5 years of dealing with that, you know, different family issues. I just bought another house. I'm trying to pay it off in 2.5 years. I put my own pressures on me.
Yeah.
You know, because it's things that I want to do. Comedy is not my world. Comedy is one of my careers, but I do so much more. You know, I book a lot of shows. I try to keep people working. I try to keep myself working. But last year I decided, because I wasn't a road comic. I've been a road comic before. Last year I decided to go back on the road. God has been nice to me. I've been able to raise my children. I've been able to watch my grandchildren grow, and live a certain lifestyle that comedy helps.
Right, it has afforded you to,
it has
to do
afforded
certain
me,
things.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I just went out of town to North Carolina. Just get up, pack, and go. You know, it was some family things going on, but because of comedy and not having a set schedule where I need to bring in paperwork saying I need to be off, need to tell them when I'm going to get back.
It's the freedom of it.
It's the whole drive. When I was driving out there, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Was supposed to come back on one day and was like, nah, I think I'm going to stay a couple of more days. Then that day came and I'm like, nah, I think I'll go back. You know, I'm going to stay a couple of more days. And I just kept thanking God the whole time. I did not have to worry about my bills being paid. I didn't have to worry about if I'm finna be fired. You know, I'm the best boss I've ever had in my life. I am so good to me.
Hey, that's what's up.
I love that aspect of comedy, being able to be your own boss.
And it takes work to be your own boss. So you're not just, like when you bossing it because you host your own room right now at the 4 Road Patio Bar and Grill. And you have given me opportunities several times to come in. You are one of the few people, I'm talking about a handful of people that have put money in my pocket to literally come up there and do my craft. You support everything that I do. Whatever I got going on, you shout it out. Not just me, but everybody that comes to your domain when they're in your home. And this is one thing I want you to talk about because it's very funny to me.
What is it?
It's you are Miss Excuse Me. Now I know. Now don't get me wrong. Now I know excuse me works.
Yeah.
But how do you get the effectiveness out of excuse me? I've seen people who couldn't get command over their own rooms, and all you ever say is excuse me. Why do you have so much effect with that?
Well, first of all, I'm grown. Real grown.
Right, get that on.
I'm real grown. Like, my daughter is 40. We were raised with excuse me, pardon me. You know, we were raised with manners. We didn't interject when grown folks talk. You didn't sit in grown folks' face. You know, a child stayed in a child's place, and we were raised that way. I hate to be at a comedy show and get cussed at.
Yeah.
You MFers.
Yeah.
Y'all be like,
shut the F up.
Shut the. Don't tell me that. And my crowd is an adult crowd.
Yes,
you know, they're grown. Yes, you know, I have my retirement crew that comes. You know, we're grown, and it's all about laying the foundation of the room.
Okay.
You know, this room has been going on for over 5 years. It didn't just happen overnight. The crowd that I get now, that wasn't the crowd in the first year. You build, you lay a foundation. You don't just start throwing wood up on the house. You lay the foundation. So I've always been very respectful, you know, because that's how I want to be talked to. And excuse me, you know, all I have to do is say excuse me a couple of times.
Excuse me.
And they listen. A lot of times they ain't used to hearing excuse me.
Right.
You know, because they used to, my bad, my bad. Nah. Yeah, let's have some manners.
Yeah, that is one of the one highlights that I enjoy whenever I do come to your room. And I kind of halfway work for you, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, whenever I'm there, I lend your hand. I mean, I be low key security. I be low key moving furniture.
That's what I love about Ford Patio Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
The audience, the crowd, the people that support me, everybody kicks in. Like, once we as a people understand we are all we have, that we are our own village. Some people stand around, they want you to fail. Yeah. They want you to fail. Yeah. They want you to
They don't
fail.
even want you to move 2 chairs out of here to put them on the patio so you can get your folks together.
Yeah,
they ain't moving them damn
people,
chairs.
Yeah, I ain't moving. And people always say, when they see me cleaning off a table, why are you cleaning off a table? Well, this club is a representation of me. So if I see dirty, no, I'm not the waitress. No, I'm not the bus boy. But why wouldn't I pick up these plates and take them and dump them and hand them off? Or I'd rather just be running a club where tables are filled with tissue and glasses.
Yeah,
you
bones from lamb chops.
And I
chop
think that's
bones.
a lot of times people believe if I don't own it, it ain't my responsibility. That's why you see a lot of landlords don't want to rent to people, because people moved in their house and didn't treat it like I treat that club like I own that club.
What I said, like
I own it,
your
like
domain.
it's mine.
Yeah, that is your domain. And shout out to Kip too, Kip Real Fowler. You know, he's one of the sponsors over there, Good Helpers Entertainment, and you owe me $25, Kip. So just
shout out to Good Helpers.
Yeah, I love Good Helpers.
Kip is. I used to host Baker's Keyboard Lounge, the oldest jazz club in the world. I used to do comedy there. Started off one night, moved up just like at Ford Patio, moved up to 2 nights a week. I was doing comedy at Baker's and booking comedians. And Kip used to come to the shows, and I did Represent the D comedy competition.
Okay.
And we sent a comic to represent us in St. Louis, and good prizes. And Kip was like, you know, I want to help. I want to do something.
Just like a good help.
Yeah. And that's how he initially got into sponsorships.
Okay.
Sponsoring my Represent the D comedy competition.
Oh, that's
so,
what's
and
up.
he's been rocking with me ever since.
Yeah.
And that's been many moons. I love that man.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. And you know, a lot of people wouldn't take a Kip role, you know, when they know they can. Like you say, sometimes people will want to see you fail. But it's great when someone else sees the potential that you have in you and then enhance that and say, well, okay, you just need a little push.
What
you
can
just
I
need
do to help?
What can I do to get you there?
Yeah.
And that's why guys like Kip and others who put their money where their mouth is, you know, so to speak.
Amen.
To help other people get where they need to go. They're not selfish. You know, so those are the kind of people that, you got around you. You know, those are the kind of people I need around me. I need some unselfish
really
folks.
You know what? The people that are around me, I call friends.
Okay.
I call friends.
Well, some people would throw that at, they make my friends, them associates.
Yeah, no, the people that support me, my accountant, Ribby's tax service, Brown's tax service, Alicia, and a couple of more, Hustle Simmons. Mm-hmm. These are people that were already my friend. Okay. Already my friend. They rock with me. And so, like I have more sponsors. Kip sponsors me at Ford Patio. My nephew's Murray's production, Charles Murray, he sponsors me on any assistance that I need. But see, I can see him in the street and say, hey, let me get 20. Right. It ain't about loan me. Right. It's about letting me, that's how relationship. That's how we rock with each other. I can, any of the people I name, I can say, hey, let me get 20. And it ain't about, oh, she ain't paid me my 20 back. You have surface friends, and then you have friends. Right. And I choose to have friends around me. And all my friends, if they see something going wrong in that club, they'll get up. If I'm on stage, they'll seat people. Carlos is quick to start cleaning up but they also support me in the once a month I do at the Private Smoke Club.
I like that place.
I love that place.
That's what I'm talking about, the craft now. I mean, now, how often do you do that over there?
The craft I do once a month, second Sundays. It's called Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day. Because I believe grown folks, and once again, my audience are always geared to 45 and over. Mm-hmm. And my daughter. You
40. Telling on me too.
Yeah, 45 and over. We just grown folks who like to have fun, but I do it once a month on the second Sundays. It's called Sunday Fun Day because grown folks need to have fun as well. So we play a lot of games.
I was just about to get to that part now. You got some interesting games, not just a lot of games, y'all. We play spades in there, bid whist, we play checkers, connect fold, chess. But
perfection.
That perfection. What I lose in operation. I lost in operation. The very first piece I couldn't even take out.
Your childhood game.
Yeah. But she has some very interesting games that I play by adults. And, and it still got good taste and good fun. And it is very special to see. And everybody just be over there enjoying themselves. And I like that.
You know what Jay Will called it?
What he called it?
He called it a baby shower on steroids. Because you win very, very, very good prizes. It's it's only 4 hours.
Yes.
It's only from 3 to 7 because grown folks have stuff to do. They have to get ready for work. They have to get the kids ready. So it's not an all-day thing. It's just a couple of hours for you to come, eat, drink, play games, go home with you may go home with a dozen roses to start your week off.
Right.
You may go home with one of these bright lights so when you YouTube and people can see you.
Some champagne.
Some Hennessy.
Yeah, I seen that. That's the one I was trying to go for.
Yeah, I give gifts. I make sure the gifts are something that I would like to receive.
Yourself.
If I win. Money. We give banks with money and scratch-offs in it. And we have a lot of fun. It's $10 before 4, $20 after. But I'll tell you, if you come, you're going to come back. You'll come back.
Yeah, because I'm a repeat offender. I go and I enjoy myself every single time. She's not just a great host, she's a great person. And once you get a chance, if you ever met her, she's a great person. And for her to be able to put herself next to me because of her busy schedule and try to help me out. Now, she ain't lying. She helping me out.
No, I appreciate you.
And I thank you, for being here, because you didn't have to be. And there's a whole lot of people who I've asked and who gave me some pushback and said no. But that's fine.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless you.
God bless.
Yeah. And, I just want to let you know that, I love you, Simply Shanell, for what you have done for me and my career so far in the comedy game. And I know what you will help me do because you help me and I don't even ask you to.
Yeah, it only gets better. This is a slow walk. As I said, I've been doing this for over 30 years. Just do what makes you happy. Don't seek the approval of your peers. Do you. I do me, And some like it, some don't, and so be it. So be it.
All right, y'all. That was the word from Simply Shanell, y'all. I'm your host, Brother Manson McCann, a.k.a. Main OG. And thank you for sticking around for Comedy. And thank you for spending time with me on Comedy.
About your movie.
I'm going to give them I got you guys. Hey, look, I want to talk to the people. We going to play some stuff about my movie. We're going to talk about my movie a lot. And but for right now, it ain't about me. It's about the people that's sitting across from me like Shanell right
Appreciate
here.
You, man.
And I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, I got my first on-camera hug, y'all. She gave it to me, y'all. So until we see each other again, I'm your host, Brother Manson McCann, a.k.a. Main OG. This is Comedy. Peace.
Deuces.
Thank you for hanging out with me and my guests right here on Comedy. I've been your host, Main OG. You can catch me on any of my platforms at Mano McCann. That's ManoMcCann. That's YouTube and Facebook. If you would like to be a guest right here and sit down and chop it up with me about anything, just please go to my platforms and leave me a message. I'll be sure to get back with you and have you across from here in no time. Again, thank you and God bless you. Have a great day. So sit back and relax. Thanks for spending time with me. Don't karma who, karma me, karma you.